Why would I do that to myself? Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Just another struggling writer. The beleaguered author's one-stop shop for commiseration and hopefully inspiration. My name is Carrie Scher, and I am just another struggling writer. Well, today is Saturday, March 29th, and welcome to the start of another writing vlog. I have actually had a pretty eventful day so far. I took my daughter to the library to get her own library card. She's very excited about it, and I'm extra excited about it because that means I don't have to share my holds allowance with her or my loans allowance. To be fair, I keep those pretty full all the time and I covet them deeply. So she got her own library card. We got her new phone that she got for her birthday set up with Libby, so she'll be able to use that. She's really excited. I'm really excited. And then we went to the bookstore. We went to Half Price Books, and they have been really disappointing me lately. The selection has not been that great. So after we left, I decided we would make our quarterly run to Barnes & Noble, where I went a little bit ham, a little bit. I've just finished reorganizing my bookshelves, adding all of the new books to my spreadsheet. And now at 4 o'clock, I'm getting ready to sit down and start writing. But before I do, I need to decide kind of what my goals are. I was really hoping there would be a stream, but I don't think there's one until tomorrow. So I need to set my own goals. Do I want to do 2 hours as if it were a stream of a couple of sprints? Maybe. Do I just want to freeform it? Maybe. One thing I do know is that I need to be productive this weekend because next week is another really heavy homework week. Actually, this week was really light and I'm disappointed I didn't take full advantage of it. I have 2 papers for my business law class by itself, in addition to whatever work this Global Dimensions in Business class, the one I'm struggling with, will add. So next week is going to be, I anticipate, pretty heavy on the homework, sucking my energy level. So what I would like to do is just get a bunch of writing done. But I also know that if I set myself a huge goal, it's not going to get met. What I think I'll do is I'm just going to freeform it. I'm going to keep my laptop open. I'll put something on TV and I'll just go. Baseball season has started and I love baseball. For some reason, baseball is like the ideal background noise for me for working. And that's not just writing, that's homework and everything. So there's a baseball game that starts at 6. So what I think I'll do is I'll go sit down and I'll just freeform write without any like timers or any focus or anything. And then I'll use the baseball game to kind of finish that out. And then we'll see where I'm at the end of the baseball game, probably around 8:30. That's 4.5 hours of writing if I sit down right now. So not bad. I think that's actually a pretty respectable amount of time to give to it. And then after that, I'll be doing some reading and getting back to my homework a little bit. Sound like a plan? All right, let's go. Hi, hello. It is now Monday evening, Monday, March 31st, and I just have a quick writing update for you guys. Unfortunately, yesterday I did miss the live stream. As it turned out, 6 p.m. on a Sunday evening was just a little bit too tough. I had to make dinner. I had to get my kids all ready for bed and get their routine and then start some laundry and take care of my own stuff. And unfortunately, it just didn't end up working out. Again, a big bummer because I've really been counting on live streams lately, especially on the weekends, to help me stay productive. I think that I really could have used the live stream, especially since I was really struggling yesterday with the scene. Again, when I stopped writing on Saturday, it was because I was struggling to decide which direction to take the scene in. I had a couple of different options, and I couldn't think of where I wanted to go next. And so I decided to sleep on it, and then I didn't. When I say sleep on it, I mean get in bed and mull it over and try and come up with the best solution. And that usually works for me. I get a lot of really great ideas in that kind of like twilight between sleep and wakefulness, but it just didn't work out. I actually ended up finishing a book on Saturday night, and you know the feeling when you finish a book and that's all you can think about. So I went to bed and thought of my book instead of my book. So Sunday, I sort of was like thinking about it all throughout the day. I did have a little bit of homework that I needed to finish, which I did get done. But by the end of the day, I was just so worn out because I was up late finishing my book that I decided I was just going to skip writing for the day. I missed the live stream. I didn't have a clear idea of where I wanted to take the scene. So I got in the shower and figured it out. I don't like to do anything after I shower. My shower is typically the very last thing I do before I get in bed. But I knew that if I didn't like go back to my computer and like get all the words out that I had just thought of, that I was going to lose them. So after I was done with my shower, I like ran back to my couch and opened my computer and I jotted down about 400 words, maybe 500, and got myself set up for the next leg of the scene. As a reminder, this is my big combat scene. It's a huge confrontation, so it is quite lengthy. Anyway, and now we are to today. And unfortunately today I have quite a bit of the Swiss cheese brain going on. It is the last day of the month, so my day job was exceptionally taxing. And then I came home and spent 2.5 hours working on a project for school. My goal was to try and get the portion of it due this week finished, even though it's not due till Sunday, but I've got 2 other papers I need to write this week also. So I just wanted to get this knocked out. Unfortunately, I didn't get it finished, but I am like 3/4 of the way through. So I'm way ahead of the game. But again, mentally strenuous. I really just want to go to bed. I'm sorry. I just want to go to bed. I'm so tired. Yeah, so my computer's open. It is open to Dabble specifically, and it is just waiting for me. And all I can think about is going to bed. Let me think. What would be a good like amount of writing to do where I could feel like accomplished? 25 minutes? Let's say I had to do one 25-minute sprint and then I'll go to bed. I'll let myself go to bed. Oh, I forgot to mention. Also yesterday, the great thing about getting up and writing those 400 or 500 words, whatever it was, is I crossed 75,000. So excited. Only 30,000 words approximately left to go. So anyway, I'm going to go do a quick 25-minute sprint and then reward myself with my bed. I don't know if I'll check back in, but I'm going to go get to work before it gets any later. Y'all, I have been sitting here filming back-to-back videos for like an hour. So yesterday I did write. I didn't accomplish a lot, largely because of that Swiss cheese brain that I had going on. I think I got like maybe 200 words. But those 200 words, I think, were productive in other ways because it forced me to start a brand new chapter, which if this is the only new chapter I add from here on out, my midpoint is exactly where it needs to be at 50%, at least chapter wise, 16 before and 16 after. So I was a little bit excited about that. The downside is I have to extend this combat sequence. Why would I do that to myself? I know why. Part of the logic when I wrote the words that created the extension of the scene, I told myself I need to figure out how to do this shit anyway. Like, I just need to. I need to get better at it. I need to figure it out. And if nothing else, this can just be a practice run, as so many aspects of the first draft are anyway. So unfortunately, that just means that I'm going to be slogging through more of the same stuff I've been slogging through for the last week and a half. But the difference is like I'm actually in the combat now. I am actually in the combat, as opposed to just like doing the preamble lead up bullshit that was taking forever. So there is that. I don't think it'll take me quite as long to do that. I don't know that I'm going to write tonight though, because it's 10 o'clock and I still have to edit a video. I think did I mention? Maybe this was on the other channel. This is another one of the weeks that my homework is intense. It's this week and then in 2 weeks from now where I have a huge amount of homework to do. So the last 2 days I've been parked on my couch working on homework. Fortunately, I got a big assignment done today. And I was like, I could just leave it until Saturday or Sunday and then post it then. But I was like, oh no, I'll forget. And let's be real, I'm not going to be coming back into this document and making edits or additions anyway. So I may as well just submit it now. So I did. That's a monkey off my back. Now all I have between now and the end of the week is 2 discussion posts and 2 papers. Unfortunately, the next 2 evenings are occupado, so it's just going to be tough. So I do not know that I'm going to come back and do some writing. It depends on how long it takes me to edit this video. I'm hoping no more than an hour, and then if that's the case, then maybe I can squeeze a little bit in. So with that, I am going to go do my edits, and then maybe I will sit down and do a little bit more writing. And here's the thing, and this is more for me. You guys don't have to listen. Here's the thing. Progress is progress. Yesterday I got 200 words, and it's 200 more words and a new scene that will help my novel structurally and help me get better as a writer that I didn't have the day before, and that I may not have been able to come up with today. Because that's the thing about writing, is like so often it feels like the ideas strike you at the right moment, and that if you sat down in a completely different set of circumstances to start writing the same scene, it would come out completely differently. So even though I got only 200 words yesterday, they were hugely important. And just even though I wanted to go to bed early because of my Swiss cheese brain, I'm glad that I didn't. And so maybe that's just what it needs to be every night. Even if I only give myself 20 minutes to get 200 words, that is instructive and that is helpful and useful, and not just because I am actively adding words to the manuscript and moving towards the goal, but I'm coming up with ideas that I wouldn't have otherwise. So that's my soapbox. Like I said, that was more for me as a pep talk to like motivate myself to come back and write even after everything else I've done today. Anyway, I'll see you on the flip side. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I am fighting for my life here. It is now Wednesday night. It is just after 10:30, and I have been trying to get some writing done, honestly, so that I could come on camera and tell you that I haven't been a layabout for the last 2 days, because yesterday I finished editing the video around 11 and I was like, I could still get some writing done. And as I stood up to go do that, my partner got up to go to bed, and he is usually the one that goes to bed last or later, and it just felt wrong to be up while he was in bed. Like I felt like I just couldn't, like the body doubling was intense. So I went to bed. I probably needed to anyway. It was 11 o'clock and I was pretty fried. And now it is today, and I don't know, I've just been in a weird mood all night. My check engine light came on as I was driving home the day after my partner's check engine light came on, and he had to get his squared away, and I'm not really excited about it. So that's kind of stressing me out. And then my kids were like really stressing me out. My son had to play like a class play, not like a school one, so like a smaller one that I went to. And anyway, like, so I've just been feeling really out of sorts all evening, and kind of short-tempered and not really feeling it. But I knew that I couldn't not write 2 days in a row, so I came into my bed as a compromise that I would work as long as I could be warm in bed. And unfortunately, I am struggling to get the words out. I've got 118 words. It's been about half an hour. I think part of my problem too is that all I want to do right now is read. I came out of that reading slump last week, and I finished 3 books in the last like 7 days. And I finished another one today. And that's all I can think about is just reading more and reading more books. And I think part of that is because I'm coming out of a slump, and like now I'm like, my brain is like making up for lost time by like just wanting to consume as many as possible. But also there is an element of like avoiding the manuscript right now, because I'm just feeling so stuck and so like just dull and not creative and not smart enough to write this scene that I've foolishly perhaps extended. And then like earlier today when I was at work, I got a great idea for like the next, like I ended on that sentence I showed you, and I wasn't sure how to continue, and then I thought of it, and then I went back to my desk and I couldn't like actually write it down, and then I lost it. And I tried to do my best to recreate it, but it's definitely not as good. It never is though, is it? Let's all be honest. So I am writing, strictly speaking. I am. My computer's open. Look, I'll show you. See? I am working. There's the date and time. I am working. But it's not going well. And I do think I should probably just go to bed. But the next couple of days Actually, the next, like, let's see, at least tomorrow, possibly Friday, Saturday for sure, are just going to be really busy. And that's not even accounting for the fact that I still have papers to write. I didn't get any homework done today, fortunately. Tomorrow, I have my son's second rendition of his class play, and then swimming lessons. And then Friday is Friday. I probably should use Friday night to get a lot of homework done, because on Saturday my daughter has show choir. She has to be at the school because they have to drive to Austin. So she has to be at the school by 5 a.m. And then it's my nephew's birthday. So taking my other kids down to my brother's to spend with my nephew for his birthday. We're gonna go see the Minecraft movie, and then again, just like homework and stuff. I just need to get through this week. I keep telling myself it is okay if I'm not like super productive this week, because I knew this would be an intense homework week. Next week, it should even out a little bit. It should be a little bit more manageable next week. And then the week after, it'll be very intense again. And then the term will be done. So I have to hit it hard when I can and do what I can when it's like this. So I'm trying not to be too hard on myself, but I'm just looking at 118 words today and 0 yesterday and 5 on Monday, 203 on Monday, 483 on Sunday. Anyway, and I'm just like feeling really like down on myself because I want to get this draft done so bad. So I think that is going to do it for this vlog. I didn't imagine I would end it in bed, but it has just been that kind of week. So thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. If you like my content and want to support the channel, please like and subscribe or consider leaving a comment down below. In my next video, I will have a first page analysis of A Strange and Stubborn Endurance by Foz Meadows. I'm really excited about it. It is the first of these new kinds of videos that I want to start doing, and I hope you look forward to it, and I will see you then. Bye.